morning, class. Okay, so it's nice to finally see you again. So my name is Teacher Rajam, and I will be your English teacher for this lesson. So before we start, can anyone please stand up for our opening prayer? Does anyone want to lead our prayer? How about you, Miss Anna? Can you step in front of the class so you can lead the prayer? Okay. Class, please bow our heads. Okay, Anna, you can go back to your seat. Once again, good morning. You may now sit down. So before we start, let's check our attendance. Who is absent for this day? Does anyone know who is absent? None? Okay, that's good. So now, let us proceed to our favorite things to do, and it's sing. So the title of our song is Hello, How You Do. So anyone, please stand up and we will sing together. Is it okay with you guys? Okay, so the song goes like this. And if you know this song, you can join me. So the song goes like this. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, how you do? I'm glad to be with you. And you, and you, and you. Sha-la-la, la-la-la, la-la-la, la. Sha-la-la, la-la-la, la-la-la, la. Sha-la-la, la-la-la, la-la-la, la. Sha-la-la, la-la-la, la-la-la. So, okay class, you can now go back to your seat. So, as you can see, Teacher Rajam prepares a story for you. So, who is excited to hear this awesome story? Very good. So, class, the story is called The Three Friends. Does anybody here in the class have friends? Raise your hands. Whoa, I'm amazed that all of you have friends. So the story goes like this. One day, there were three friends named Roy, Alan, and Jay. The three of them are good friends and neighbors. They come from a poor family, but they have an ambition to become rich someday. I don't want to grow old as a poor man. I want to become a rich man someday, said by Roy. So, I want to be rich too, said Alan. I want to leave this place and put my fortune in other places. Let's go and find work in other places, said by Jay. That's a good idea, said Roy and Alan. The three friends agreed to leave their places. One Saturday morning, the three friends left their homes to look for their fortune. They had to walk, for there were no buses or jeepney in their place. They walked for one whole day. Their feet started to sore, and they had no more food left. As they walked, they came up on an egg that found on the grass. Each one of them wanted the egg so badly. The three friends not to decide who will eat the egg. Then they took a rest at small neat hut. Nobody was inside the hut, so the three friends went inside the hut. Jay said, "In our sleep tonight, let us wish that we dream are something that is interesting to us. So who has the most interesting dreams will eat the egg. That will be a good way of choosing who will eat the egg," said Roy. The three friends went to sleep. Each one of them wishes to have an interesting dream. So in the middle of the night, Alan woke up. He got up and cooked the egg. Then he divided into three pieces and ate his part. The next morning, the three friends woke up early. Each one of them are ready to tell their dream because each one of them wants to eat the egg. I dreamed that I had visited the moon. The man in the moon gave me a beautiful stone, said by Jake. He thought that he had the best dream among them. So I dreamed that I was so rich that I didn't know what to do with my money, said by Roy. He was sure that his dream was the best among them. Alan said, I dreamed that I got up early and cooked the egg and I ate it. Roy and Jay looked for the egg. They did not find it, so they shouted at Alan and said, You are very greedy. Why did you eat the egg? Alan put out the remaining portion of the egg to Roy and Jay. Here is your share. I cooked the egg and divided it equally in three portions, so I ate only one part of it, said Alan. Roy and Jay were very sorry for shouting at Alan. You are a great friend, said by them. So the moral lesson for this story is that when you have a good friend, never ever let them down, or never ever leave them, because a good friend mirrors us to become a better person someday. They will lead us to become good and to become better versions of ourselves. So class, we will now proceed to our lesson for this day. And this is the simple past tense. Does anyone know about the simple past tense? Anyone? Okay. So what is past tense? A verb tense is expressing an action that has happened or a state that previously existed. Did you know, class, that there are two types of past tense? And these are regular verb and irregular verb. So what is the difference between them? As you can see in the television, you will look at different kinds of words. Each one of them are regular and irregular verbs. And what are those? Anyone? Walk is an example of regular verb. Very good, John. Became is an example of irregular verb. Good job. So, studied, cried, lived are an example of regular verb. The remaining thought, give, live, and did is an example of irregular verb. Now, what teacher Rajim is talking about, so let's us proceed to know deeper what is regular verb. So regular verb is a verb that ends with ed and ied. So for example, in the left part is the simple verb, and on the right part is the past tense. So if you look at this, word is walk. The past tense for walk is walked, right? It becomes walked because it adds ed on the last word. Studied became studied, it adds iad. Cry becomes cried, and lived becomes lived. So here are the rules of adding ed to the regular verb. Add ed at the most verb. Drop the e word and add ed to the verb that ends with E. Letter E. So for example, smile becomes mild because it drops the letter E on the smile and it adds ED. So change the Y, letter Y, to add letter I and add ED to the verb that ends with constant and letter Y. So for example, carry becomes carried because it drops the letter Y and adds I, then it adds ED on the verb. So it becomes carried. So double the constant and add ED to the verb that ends with one vowel and one consonant. For example, drug becomes drug because drug has the last letter G. So therefore, it adds another G before it adds ED on it. So for example, stop became stopped because stop, with the word stop, the last letter of stop is P. So therefore, it adds another P on it and add ED. Did you get it, class? Okay. Let us now proceed to the irregular verb. Irregular verbs are verbs that don't have ED. For example, become, became, becomes, became, give becomes gave, drive becomes drove, forget becomes forgot. So not every past tense have ED. Remember that, class. So sometimes it changes the vowel to make the verb into a past tense. So another example of irregular verb. Okay. Other irregular verbs have different kinds of changes. For example, teach becomes taught, bring becomes brought, leave becomes left, hear becomes heard. So take note of these, guys. Okay? Did you get me, class? Okay. So here are the importance of the past tense. Because why do we use past tense verb? It is because to tell the action is completed or it already happened. Because when the word past means completed or it already happened. So therefore, we will now proceed to our activity. Fill in the blanks. So fill in the blanks with a verb inside the bracket. So meaning you will change the word into a past tense. For example, number 1, Jeanette plunked the 8 o'clock train. What is the past tense for catch? Very good. It becomes catched. She flunked philosophy at the university 10 years ago. What is the past tense for study? Very good, Joshua. It becomes studied. It has an I. The teacher blanked his car very fast. What is the past tense for drive? Okay, very good. It becomes drove. So Nana and her sister Sonia blanked a lot of money to win the lottery. What is the past tense for win? Very good. It's won. Your cat blanked badly yesterday. What is the past tense for behave? How about you, Kenneth? What is the past tense for behave? Okay, it's behaved. Very good. Now, class, take note of this. We will having an assignment and it's called diary making. So each one of you will make a diary about the good deeds or memorable part of their lives, okay? But take note of this. You have to form it into a past tense. So I expect to see a past tense in your diary. Is that clear? So I will check it on our next meeting. Okay? So this is our assignment number 2. Teacher Rajal will give you a set of paper consists of this story. So what you are going to do is to underline the past tense in the story. So the story goes like this. On Saturday night, the Johnson family shopped for a Christmas tree. They got in the car. They drove to the tree farm. Mr. and Mrs. Johnson walked around in the tree farm with their kids. So the Johnson family looked at all the trees. They looked at trees that are tall and short trees. They looked at the fat trees and skinny trees. They looked at every tree on the farm because they wanted the perfect tree. The Johnson kids finally found the perfect tree for them. It wasn't too tall or too short. It wasn't too fat or too skinny. The tree was exactly what they wanted. It was the perfect Christmas tree for the Johnson family. So, again, you should underline the past tense in the story. Is that clear? Okay, so everyone please stand up for our closing prayer. Okay, sit down. So goodbye class. Okay, please always remember the assignment. Assignment number 1 is the diary making, and the assignment number 2 is about underlining the story here that I will give you. Okay, so goodbye. Okay, bye class.